Okay, so to start with on how to draw Celebi, you have to start with the head. Of course, like most, you always start with the head first. So we're gonna start from sort of the back to the front. So we're gonna go like this. Do I have good lighting? Yeah, I got good lighting. Okay, we're gonna do I drew a mini version of it already, so I'm gonna make a big version of it. All right, so let's see what here. Make sure you get your hand nice and firm, nice and good, and concentrate. Stretch out your fingers so you don't cramp up, so you don't get all wiggly line, I guess. All right, so let's see. All right, we're gonna start with the tip of the back of his head, like so. Now you want to do it lightly, so that way, when you make a mistake, you can erase it and it won't leave too much of a smudge. Now, I would say this. Again, draw it lightly in case you make mistakes. Curve. See? When you curve with the stuff like that. Okay, so you go like this. Now you have a clear-cut angle. See what I mean? Draw lightly at first so you have a good handle on how you're going to draw it. See? And it won't leave so much of a mark. So that way you can now turn to make the front part of his head. Then you go back to here. So you can have a good measurement. And then, see what I mean? You always start from the starting point so you know that if you make a mistake, you know where to go back to. Now, remember when I said that art does not have to be perfect? The first time I drew Celebi, it was actually I did mess up a little bit on his left hand, but people actually liked it. All right, so now we have Celebi's head. The good thing is you can leave those lines right here, because that is part of his head. So what you're going to do is you're going to curve those like so, but make sure they almost touch as such. I just unintentionally rhymed that. Okay. Now his head is a little thick as such, but art isn't perfect. It really isn't. Okay, see what we did? Now it's Celebi's head. Right now you could just draw the eyes and everything, but we're going to go a little bit later on that one. Because you want to be able to get a good measurement for his body, the hands, and everything else. I'm not trying to genderize Celebi. He can be whatever he wants. But I refer to Celebi as a he. If you refer to it as a she, more power to you. All right, so you start from this point here. And then you draw right about... You can make it bigger, you can make it a little smaller, but this is a tutorial. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. You know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted it to be a little bit more realistic in a way. All right. So that's not his body, that's his wing we drew. So, okay, so we got the head, the tip of his head, and then we have his wing. Stupid card just passed by. Alright, so now we're going to draw the eyes. This one kind of got me a little bit, but it's going to help measure where the antennas are going to be. Alright, so we're going to start with his right eye, which on the camera looks to the left. We're going to draw big circles. So just enough to cover point A to point B. Right about here. And then you draw a second line right next to it. Just like that. And you're going to darken that because it's like he's wearing like eyeshadow. Like I said, not judging if it's a guy or a girl. Then you go here, right here in the middle. And you draw right about maybe this width. And you're going to draw all the way to this point. That's going to be his eye. Okay. You're going to draw a tiny little circle here. And then very thinly, you're going to draw a line like so. And you're going to draw a line thinly like that. That's already his eye. Now, when you look at it the first time, it looks like you're drawing a Dunsparce. But don't worry, you are going to be drawing Celebi in this one. I'm also going to color it in. Alright. So now, after you measure it, you go right about this point would be... actually, you know what? Let's see. I'd say about this point right here. At that point, you're going to draw his body. So we're going to just go here. I hope you guys are following along. I'm doing it as easy as possible. So you're already drawing like his tummy. Then you're going to go back up to... You see where we got the wing? This is also an important part. You see, you're going to draw his back. Just like that. You're going to curve it. But you're also going to draw a line here because that's going to be where his arm's going to be. Okay, we already have where the arm is. So we're going to do a little bit longer, like that. And then you're going to go back here. You're going to draw another line because that's going to be his arm. So that way you know where to end his tummy line and everything. So we're going to go about... right about there. I'm going to delete that little line there. Put this back here. Alright, then you're going to go back up here. And you're going to put that part of his stomach. Then you're going to go down here, draw these two little lines right there on the bottom. You can still see a little bit of that line that we're supposed to erase. Okay, so we got his tiny little leg right down there. Those are the two lines. And then from the leg, you're going to actually make it a little bit longer as you go along. And then from this point here, actually, you know what? Let's make the leg a little bit over here. So we're going to erase the front part here. And then just going to make a tiny little oval. And that's already his foot. Okay. And, you know, just for kicks, we're going to just go ahead and finish the other eye. This eye is curved a little bit, so it's almost like you go here, measure it good. Because in this one, it doesn't have to touch the corners. Alright, so we're going to draw the... right about here. And you're going to curve it. Slowly but surely. You want to keep the corners like this, like tipped. See? Just like that. And then you're going to do the same thing, except smaller. Okay. Same thing with his eye. You go right here in the middle. Curve it. Put a little light fixture on his eye. And this time you're going to go it to be like this. Because you're going to color that in anyway. Alright, and just give him a tiny little smile. But he's not finished yet. Okay. Because after you color this in, it's going to look a lot more like Celebi than it does now. You know why? Because we're going to add his little antennas, which are just two very thin rectangles. Tip right about, let's make these a little longer. The tip, you want to make it up to right about here, because you're not going to shade this part in with the dark green. So you're going to just start from this point all the way down, not close to his eye. Very thin, because the tip you're going to make blue, and then the rest you're going to make green. And in this one's a little close to his eye, so you're going to end it right here. So you're going to go all the way up here. Nice little curve. Let's see if we can get to that. Right there. And then same thing. Tiny bit pieces. And then you're going to just extend it a little bit to make his tip. Okay, you want to put a little line on it. Alright, so you're going to color those tips You're gonna make. Hold on, my hands a little hurting. Take the time to relax your hands, because you have. When it comes to art, you have plenty of time, so don't overexert yourself. Okay, now we're gonna draw his hands. You're gonna go. We're gonna draw his right hand. I'm gonna darken this a little bit. Okay. Now you want to start from the corner of his eye here, and you're gonna go up in a little curve. Make it look like he's flying. Okay, so we have 1, 2. Does not have to be perfect. Remember, it's art. Play with it however you want. His arm's a little thin there, so we're gonna have to thin it out a little bit. All right. It's not gonna mean much after you color it in, but it does look like he's about to fly. Let me darken this a little bit here. When you know that the part that you're drawing is good enough, you darken it, so that way when you color it, you know where not to go over the line. Okay, now we're gonna finish his left arm. I'm gonna go here. And then you curve it around here for his thumb. Alright, and that's the basic step on how to draw Celebi. Now I'm going to just put the camera down for a second and get my colors for this. And you're going to see how we're going to transform a black and white picture into a Celebi. So we're going to need 2 shades of green mixed with 2 shades of blue. And you know what? I'll probably use my pencil for this one. Or, you know what? No, I can use a color pencil for this one. Okay. Alright, so now that we got the concept of Celebi, like I said, does not have to be perfect. Art was never perfect to begin with. It's a form of expression. I mean, this came from an idea. Any idea would work no matter what. Alright, so. Actually, you know what? We might not need that part for his eye. Or, you know, let's go with that. Alright, so you take the black colored pencil, or you can use the one that you just used to draw, and just color in the dark circle around his eyes. And that's all you have to do with that one. You don't need the, I messed up a little bit on this part here, so we're just going to put that blue. I'm just going to make it a little darker. Alright. Alright, so we have the dark circle part around his eyes. If you get a little on the edge, it does not matter. Just don't make it too much or you're going to mess up your drawing. Okay, sometimes this actually helps you darken the lines around the area. So when you get the chance, either use the same pencil you just used to draw and just darken the lines. It gives you that feel that you know you're going to be finished. I kind of goofed it a little bit because my hand's cramping. Alright, so we're making it a little bit darker because we're going to color this in to give it more of a depth. Okay. Alright, so we're going to... Because once you color it in, you're not going to notice the lines because the other color is going to overtake it. So it's kind of like when you're, you know, like painting a car. You start with one layer and then you cover it with another layer. Right, so I'm going to darken this. Okay. Anything else I should darken? Yeah, here. His arm. Looks good so far. If I've lost you, you can always rewind the video. Take your time. No rush. I'm taking my sweet ass time with this. I'm going to be doing more tutorial videos for you guys in a few minutes as well. Teach you guys not just how to draw Pokemon, but also how to draw Digimon as well, or even other characters. I have several here. Where is it? Alright, we're going to start with the dark green, because you don't need it too much. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Since we're almost going to be... You know what? I've already started with... You know what, let's start with the eyes. Let's start with the eyes, actually. Because I want to be able to... Because it's going to take a long time to use the green. Because his whole body is green. Alright, so you're going to take the light blue. You're going to color right here. And you're gonna color right about here. I'm gonna have to color this part in more blue, so I'm not gonna shade too much. So get it about right there. Not too much, because you want to color the rest blue. But don't color over these white circles, because that's like the light gleaming from their eyes. Alright, so you're going to take this, and you're going to put it here. The outer ridge of his collar. You notice I left a little bit of a spot there. That's going to have to be for the blue. I don't know why I decided... I didn't even do it in my last drawing either. Okay, so that's it for the light blue. Now it's time for the dark blue. That shade that you didn't get to, color that in. Color around the circle. That's one of his eyes. We're about here. If a tiny bit does hit the little circle here, as long as it doesn't cover all of it, and you're going to be okay. There. You see how the little black line there just kind of just in a way disappears? So now it just looks like it's just blue and then light blue. Okay. So we're done with that one. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot. His antennas. You can use either dark or light blue. It makes no difference because it's going to be blue regardless due to his lighting in the show or in whatever. That's good. Alright, so the tip of his hair, his stomach, and his feet are going to be dark green. So you're going to... This section here is only going to be green. So I'm going to draw like a little imaginary line. So the tips right here, like these little lines here, these are going to be dark green. Okay. So now you have the tip of his hair. Kind of reminds me of a leek, like an onion. Alright, so then you're going to go here to his tummy. Like I said, if you guys get lost along the way as you're drawing this, take your time. You know, do your best. Think outside the box. And his little feet. Art was never made to be considered perfect. Some people just have broad ideas. I mean, that's how all artists are supposed to be like. They just draw whatever. You think they went up to Bob Ross and they told him what to paint? No, he painted whatever he felt like. Didn't even matter if it looked wrong to somebody else. For him, it was right. And it's right for you guys. Alright, so now the rest of the body you can just make green. Light green. This is yellow green actually. You can use light green, yellow green, anything that has this particular shade works fine. If you want to make him into a shiny, more than welcome to. Color him any way you like. I just choose to paint him the way the original concept was, making him green. Now this does take a while, but you know, by the time the finished product comes around, it's gonna look like the one from the show. Now you see the little barrier that I placed there with the dark green? Now you see how it blends well with the light? Because now it looks like that line is just completely invisible. I gotta get new color pencils. I only have a 12 pack. And I don't have any... I did some drawings earlier, a couple days ago, before I had to go back to work. And one color I'm missing is pink. Because I drew Mew a couple days ago, and he's the only one I couldn't color in. Okay. Now remember, don't color in this part. They're supposed to stay like that. Because you don't want those people in the Poke fans and in the fan base telling you, oh my god, why did you draw into Celebi's eyes like that? They're not supposed to be like that. Don't listen to them. Creativity is the key to art. Okay. Then you draw here. Around here. Kind of reminds me of a St. Patrick's Day, like, ornament. Like, he's the only one who could get away not getting pinched on St. Patty's Day. There we go. Now, like I said, it's not about perfection. It's about creativity, and that is the true form of art. And there you go. That's how you draw Celebi. Now here's an example of the original Celebi I did. You can see this drawing on my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr. But if you get good enough, I'm not saying that you're bad, but when you hone your skills enough, you can actually turn this into this. Jirachi, Celebi, and Mew. Again, like I said, no pink for the cat. But yeah, you could draw the trinity of cute little characters. That's it for the tutorial. Be sure to check out my channel for more how-to tutorials step by step. Unlike those other tutorials where they'd say one line here, and then there you go. Tune in next time, and remember, like, comment, subscribe.